It's a shoe review that's bold. Let's see what we're going to be doing next. Welcome back to the golf shop. This is a review on the SQAIRZ Bold model golf shoe. All right, I've done the other one in the past. It might be up here in the corners. And it tells you whether or not it's a viable golf shoe for either distance or accuracy. And it was, right? It was. Well, the owner called and said, hey, let's, you want to do another one? I said, well, sure. What do you got? And he said, I got these bolds. I said, well, let me research them, send them to me, and we'll go from there. So we did. And what I got them, and the very next day I took off to Pinehurst. All right, we've arrived at Pinehurst, and we get a villa at the Mid-South Club, and this thing is very, very nice. However, this is not about the villa. This is about the golf shoe. Now, we did a video, which you can tell it would be up in one of these corners, about did it work? And the answer was yeah, it worked. Now, I'm a previous owner, or I'm still an owner, of at least 3 of these pairs. I got a black pair, a Masters pair, and a USA pair, and I rotate them through. Well, the owner of the company said, well, you know, hey, how about you do a review on the bolds? And I'm like, okay, let's check those out. So here I got the bolds. The bolds, I went with the blue, and I went bolder, as the website would mean, meaning I put the blue shoelaces on here. Now, what's the difference between the two? Well, the only thing on the website it talks about is a sleeker design, meaning that the toe box doesn't look as wide. And that's true. This one looks a little narrower. Now, part of the science behind this is to allow your feet to actually sit flat in the shoe and not be all scrunched up. And that's what helps give you your yardage. Was that going to happen? We haven't put them on yet. And did I bring them all the way down to Pinehurst just with this one pair? I brought my green ones as well. So if these don't fit, I still got the originals and I like them. So we're going to give these things a run throughout for 2 solid days, and then we'll come back and we're going to review. So join us at Pinehurst. After 1 day of using the new SQAIRZ Bold, I have to say that they're probably one of the most comfortable shoes I've ever put on. They were actually quite more comfortable than the originals that I've got. And you keep very stable, and you can make some pretty good turns, and for being at a foreign course, I did actually hit it pretty decent. We're going to go check out one more course, and hopefully everything comes together and I have a great round. However, the SQAIRZ Bold, they appear to be a little bit more narrow, but the base is a little bit softer, and so it gives it that little bit of a better cushion, right? A better cushion on there. And so now, once we get all this done, we're going to go back inside and see if we see any improvements. All right, so what we did was I hit 12 golf balls apiece in 4 golf ball increments, with the idea of maintaining some sort of hit, rest regiment, because taking off the shoes and putting on the shoes would just be problematic. So we hit 4 golf balls apiece, 4 golf balls apiece, 4 golf balls apiece, and then what we'll do is we'll look and we'll take the very best and the very worst out of it so that we have a very good average of what's going on. Otherwise, you could skew it to the best or you could skew it to the worst. So we take the top and the bottom out of each one, and we should be good to go. So just on the initial count, if we look at this, we have the 8-iron with the bold shoes on, the 8-iron without the shoes on, and initially there's a 5-yard increase in carry, 6-yard increase in total yardage. I'm a little bit more right on average. Swing speed is, yeah, 1 mile an hour faster, but right here the quality of hit went up a little bit more. The spin rate overall came down. These are all just incremental changes, you know, from, I wouldn't say better or worse. You know, a .02 is obviously a better number, an increase, but it's not like this logarithmic, oh my God, I got to have it. But it is a noticeable increase. So if you're looking for the tweaks, this is it. Spin axis is identical. The vertical is a little bit shallower by about 1/2 foot. Right, vertical descent is pretty close. They're all considered to be straight. My angle of attack is pretty much the same. So when you compare it, all in all, I was just a little bit faster, and the mile an hour might be worth 2 yards, and I'm getting 5. So the combination of hitting it with a good smash factor and a little bit faster, and there you are. So can we attribute it to the shoes? Certainly, because of the way that we did the hit rest regimen. Alrighty, so if we look at it, here's what the 12 look like when you hit it and they go straight out. And, you know, not a bad little pattern. I mean, I'm normally hitting it into my inside. Keep in mind I'm a lefty. One gets away to the right, which that's always, you know, out of 10 or 12, you can expect that. All right, so if we go back and we hit the other one, now you see it's a noticeably tighter pattern. And you see that, it's just a noticeably tighter pattern. And they're all looking like they're landing in a very small area. So let's give this a look where it does the grouping. And this ought to tell you a bunch. All right, so if we look, the blue is the one without the shoe, and the red is the one with the shoe. It's kind of funny because they're blue shoes. Maybe I should have had a blue circle for that, but I don't control that one. Alrighty, so, you know, noticeably, if this is the shortest one, we'll probably take that one out, and that's obviously the longest one, we'll take that one out, which will make the circle smaller. Now, we do it on here, we'll take that one out, and probably that one out, and then that will make the circle even smaller still. But what you'll probably see is a noticeable change in the averages. Now, one other thing I wanted to see, if we look at this, there's all my paths. That's 12 swings with the shoe on and with the shoe off. Now, all in all, I wouldn't say it's a huge change, but as you can see in this one, I'm a little bit, there's gaps and there's openings, so I'm not as tight as, say, that one, okay? Alrighty, so if we get to the grouping and we take out that one, and then we take out whatever that, oh, it was that very next one. And take out that one, that's what we're looking at. Then we go to the bold, and we try and find that one. And then we try and find that smaller one. Is it that one? Or that one? Let's go with that one. And there we are. So what you're looking at is the you know, of course the pattern with the bold is going to be smaller, and this one gets smaller still, still showing that. So let's go back and see what the 10, what it gives us here. And pretty much about the same thing. A 6-yard instead of a 5-yard and a 7-yard. And everything seems to be about the same except for my swing speed changed. Taking out that last one, I must have swung, the very far one must have swung a little bit faster. So you could say I picked up almost 2 miles an hour. The spin rates are within 50 RPM. Everything is straight. Vertical descents are within tolerance. Rollouts a little bit more. Angle of attacks are right there. So what does it look like when we mess around with it this way? Still not too bad with the bold, and a little bit tighter with the other one. So what do we say? Well, we say that wearing the shoes help make it tighter, right? And a little bit further. So can you say in this particular instance, did it help me with my swing? And I would say the answer is, well, yeah. So let's go back and we'll go talk about it some more. Okay, so we came back from that. So what did it do? It did work, right? It gave us a better performance by 5 yards. The website says 8. Now I'm going to assume that's because of a driver, right? It's also got a 30-day money-back guarantee. It's all supposed to be waterproof, and it also has spikes for life. So you're really getting quite the deal for the cost. And if you check them out, there's certainly a color or a style that's going to be good for you. For me, it's all about comfort, and does it do what it says it does? And the answer is yes. Yes, it does. It made me go 5 yards further. It made me be tighter in dispersion, which I truly need. We all see, I'm always pulling like this. I'm a little bit more centered now. So, yeah, the shoe works. The shoe works. So if you like something like that, if you're looking for a new shoe, if you're in the market for just a slight tweak in your game, I would give SQAIRZ shoes a shot. Okay? And as always, if you got any questions, put them in the show notes below. Like and subscribe. Hit that bell and stuff across the bottom so this gets out to the YouTube universe. And as always, let's see your scores. Go low.